Sahana bhavatu sahanam punattu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Before we start, you all want to listen to a little bit of gossip about what is happening over here nowadays. Lots of work is going on, and you will be happy to know that various things have happened. The trust has started, the bank account has started, the IT exemptions have all been applied for. It sounds so little when I say it like this, but you have no idea what it takes to get all these things done. And most exciting news is this. You know, it was our dream to have the university happening, right? So after a lot of deliberations, we decided that maybe we should first just start running courses and things like that, and then slowly build it up to a university. Of course, we're doing the university work. We'll have to raise the funds, buy the land, and blah, blah, all that we will, of course, do. But along with that, we also will start running courses. So the first course will begin now, online course, formal course, will begin on the 1st of October, I think. That is what will happen first. And then in December, January, we'll go on a retreat to a place in Bilamoria in Gujarat. Now, here's what's exciting about it. This gentleman who owns that place has offered us his land, and he's going to build us buildings. Can you believe that? He's offered to the land and it's exciting news. And he's offered to build the buildings in the way we want it. And we can run our courses from there. Now, if he likes us over the years, let us see where that goes further. But at least if we can achieve this, then it's a big step forward, right? And Gujarat University, South Gujarat University is looking like they might give us the accreditation for those courses. That means then whoever does the courses with us will have a certificate or diploma from the university itself, from the South Gujarat University. It means it is an accredited diploma or something. It will go into your credits if you are doing any other form of education. Wouldn't that be cool? So that's what's all the exciting stuff going on here. Nothing is decided, nothing is firm. This, I told you, it's gossip. Okay. So be warned that this is all gossip. It's just very exciting things going on. Yeah, it's all good news. So let's see how it goes. We all have to work. I'm not telling you this merely as gossip. We all have to get involved and start doing stuff and get in touch with me. Anyone who wants to be part of this whole thing. Okay, so after so 1st October, we are starting the course, most likely 1st or 8th, probably 1st. Then December, Jan retreat at that place, which he has offered us. He'll have built some of it by then, and then we can all see what he has done so far. And then 1st March, we will start the short-term residential course, 3 months course, where people can live the Vedantic life, learn it, and then just by doing something for 3 months, it will become the lifestyle. So March is still far away, lots of things to be done till then. But well, this is the proposed plan as of now. Maybe I should say the proposed gossip as of now, because making it even into a plan is, I mean, there's many a slip between the cup and the lip. So all of you want to be part of this, please get in touch with me. I think now most of you, I think I know everybody personally now, so you have my number, get in touch and then see what part you'd like to play. Any part you'd like to play, most welcome, because every part needs to be played. Whatever, even if you know how to design a uniform, that'll be great. If you know how to organize meal structures, great. If you know how to do accounts or IT or whatever, everything is needed. You know, gardening, you know, nutrition, you know. Yes, Kinnari, wonderful, awesome. Whatever you know, Suman, you can take care of the housekeeping. Tell us how to do housekeeping so that, you know, whatever we do, we should be top of the line.
Janki ji, I want to do more.
Oh, okay, great. We'll talk. Call me, we'll talk. You know, Suman was the head of housekeeping for luxury hotels. So if with her housekeeping skills, I'm sure we will be doing amazing, at least in terms of our housekeeping. So we've lots of stuff. Anybody knows anything and would like to help out, please tell me what it is. We'll slot you into that particular thing. Okay, enough gossip. Now class. We'd love to move back to India. Shanta, you don't need to move back. You can do it from there. Everybody is doing it from all over the world. Half the people have not met, but they're still working. So wherever in the world you are, you can do it. And of course, if you want to do the course, then you'll have to come here for 3 months. But if you want to work from wherever you are, it's fine. Okay, so what did we have to do today? Never be. This confusion over the book. We finished Karta, right?
Steadfastness, Janki ji. Tamasic steadfastness we have to do.
We have to do Tamasic steadfastness. Okay, thank you, Bharat. Sattvic steadfastness, just maintaining the goal of self-realization. I hope you know that as we work so hard, yes, Arjun. As we work so hard to put up this thing, to create something that will be worthy of leaving behind, as we do that, we should never lose track of the fact that at the end of the day, we have just one aim, which is to find the truth. When we are completely dedicated to that one ideal, to the ideal of realization, enlightenment, merger with God, however in your mind you say it, whatever it is that you feel is the purpose of human existence, each one is inspired and looking at that in different ways. Some people say, I want to merge with Vishnu. Some people say, I want to understand Allah. Some people say, I will sit next to Christ. I'll sit next to the Father in heaven. Whatever you want to call it, the end result is just the same, which is that we need to find that enlightenment, realization, whatever you choose to call it. And when you don't move from that one idea, it's called Sattvic. Now to achieve that, you'll need a host of things, right? So in the Gita, he talks about it as restraining your pranas. And that's always very surprising when you read it. Restraining your pranas. He says, restraining all your life's activities, conscious and unconscious. So how do you restrain your unconscious activities? How can you restrain how many dreams you have? Or how do you control your heartbeat or your digestion. Pranas refers to involuntary also, right? So how on earth? So when you first read it, you say, okay, this is a bit too much. I can understand that. Now, Sattvic Dhruti means dedicated to that final goal. But to that end, you have controlled your conscious and unconscious activities. That sounds too much. But please understand that there's no point saying I'm dedicated to realization if you don't have a clear path or a clear process of how you're going to get there. That's not Sattvic Dhruti. That's what he's driving to our attention, that you need the goal and you need a clear plan or program of how you're getting to that goal. Now, when you have a clear plan or program of how you're getting to that goal, what is the difference really between a goal and a desire? A desire is a goal, or a goal is a desire. In that sense, they're the same. But what's the difference? The difference is that a desire that has boundaries becomes a goal. What are the boundaries the desires must have? It must be time bound. It must be action plan bound. There are many, the desire, when it gets directed by the intellect, it becomes a goal. Directed by the intellect means what? You know where you're reaching, you know in what you're going to do to reach there, and you know in how much time you expect to reach there. You know, sometimes people take this point about the time to reach the goal, like if in 2 years I'm going to get there, and then this becomes a point of pressure. In 2 years I have to make it there. This is all nonsense, okay? When we talk about the boundary of time, please understand that that kind of boundary, or any kind of boundary for that matter, but specifically this one, is a stress buster. It's not a stress creator. When it's creating stress, you've not understood the concept. Being bound in time means, for instance now, let's take the example we began the class with. We want to do short-term courses, right? We want these affiliated so that the people attending it can get some certification from a degree, from a university. But they get a degree, a diploma, whatever, but an accredited one. So it will help them in their other studies as well, should they plan to do it. Now, to get this organized in all its part, we have a timeline. They're saying, okay, we're going to do this residential course on the 1st of March. Okay, and then you work backwards that therefore this has to be done, and it has to be by December we have to do this, by November this, by October this. You can work your way backwards. Now what happens here? You already know that it is going to take you till 1st of March to start it. So you have no tension now. It has to relieve your tension. It has to relieve the pressure. If the pressure continues on you, then you haven't assessed the timeline properly. You've not understood the boundary of time here. The boundary of time means that things take time to happen. The nature of the mind is to pressurize us and say, now, 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 now. You may do that to others, but don't do it to yourself. Sometimes, you know, people are so tamasic around you, you have to go, now, I want it now, I want it now. Because you're handling other people's tamas. Unless you get them into rajas, they won't move. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you in your own head, knowing how long something is going to take. And therefore, you have no pressure. So the boundaries, any boundary that we have in life, has to decrease our pressure, has to decrease our stress, never increase it. If it increases it, something's wrong. So a desire that is kept within boundaries. Boundaries means this is how long it will take, this is how many things I have to do, and things like that. This is my plan of action. Such a desire becomes a goal. So you can easily understand that a Sattvic person has the goal of enlightenment, also has a clear plan of action to reach there. So how much have we covered? We've covered the goal, the single pointed goal. We've covered conscious activity, and we still have to understand, what about unconscious activity? How can I control unconscious activity? And why should I control my heartbeat to reach realization anyway? You know, some yogis, they say, oh, you have to control your breath, you have to control your heartbeat. Philosophy doesn't look at it like that. Philosophy looks at it in a different way. We are not making any attempt to control our breath or control our heartbeat or control our digestion or any such thing. What are we attempting to do? We are attempting to live our conscious life properly. Because when you live your conscious life properly, the involuntary actions get controlled. Think about it. Your heart on its own is doing whatever it has to do. But when your mind gets agitated, the heart will start pumping faster, 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 faster. Isn't it? So if you have lived your life in such a way that your mind is not getting agitated, is not getting stressed, is not getting pressurized, your heartbeat is controlled. If your heartbeat is not controlled, that means your life is not being lived properly. Haven't you noticed it? That you hear some bad news or some exciting news and you have to rush to the washroom. Why is that? The mind is affected, the pranas are affected. So you control the pranas, you control involuntary activity by controlling voluntary activity. You eat so much mirchi and you get acidity. How did so you can control the acidity of your stomach by what you voluntarily choose to put in there. You don't do it directly. You do it through your conscious activity. So what does Sattvic Dhriti mean? You have a goal. You have conscious control on your actions that are taking you there. And therefore, automatically, you will have control over your involuntary actions. So Sattvic Dhriti means, okay, you read it in the text, the firmness in restraining the activities of the body, mind, and intellect to steer off worldly entanglement and channelizing all efforts to attain spiritual enlightenment. When you read it like that, now you feel, my God, steer off worldly entanglement means, what am I supposed to do? Am I to stop going to parties? Am I to move away from my family? What is it that I'm supposed to do? Read it carefully. It doesn't say move away from worldly activities. It says move away from
worldly entanglement.
Entanglements. Desires.
From entanglement, getting involved in it. Getting involved in it means you forgot your goal. If you keep focused on your goal, please go to all the parties you want, go on all whatever it is in the world you want to do, please do, no problem. But whatever you do, please understand what is its connection with your goal. Don't forget your goal and understand the connection of your activity, current activity, with that goal. Okay, so last week I went to Gujarat. Now, why did I go to Gujarat? Was it a holiday? Yes, it was a great holiday. Lovely place I went to, all lovely trees and all. And did I enjoy it? Yes, of course, it was very enjoyable. But what is the purpose of this whole thing? Was it to enjoy? Was it to go where there's lots of greenery? The purpose is to see this particular place that we are being offered and seeing whether we have we can manage. So spend time there talking to the person involved and all that. Then it makes sense, right? So you know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. And when you know that, not only you enjoy every bit of it, it also takes you closer to your goal. Even if we decided not to do it, we're still closer because now we know what we're not going to do. So at every stage, you may say, no, I can't do that. We have to go on a vacation. So you must know why you're going on a vacation. Even there's nothing wrong going on a vacation. You're going on a vacation. Why are you going on a vacation? Because your family would like to go on a vacation, maybe. And you have to spend time with your family. And if you don't want to spend time with your family, why on earth do you have one? So if you're doing something, do it with your heart. Otherwise, don't do it. When you have a family, be with the family. Whatever you have, and you know why you have a family in the first place. You understood what is its connection with your goal. When you're with your family, you're with your family 100%. When you're with your books, you're with your books 100%. Because you know exactly what each thing is supposed to do. And everyone has a family. We know what is involved in having a family. Before we get a family, we think, oh, wow, I'll have a family and all. After we get a family, we realize, kitna kaam hai, baba, isme. And every bit of it, you have to work. You have to handle people's emotions. You have to handle people's nonsense. You have to handle your own nonsense because sometimes they are doing it right, but you're doing it wrong. And you have to figure that out. Hundreds of things are involved in having a family. None of it is very simple because their emotions are involved, your emotions are involved, their good and bad is involved, your good and bad is involved. And both are involved in thinking, I am right. Somehow we have an automatic belief that when my family does something, that is wrong and I am right. Automatic belief. No, maybe they are right and I am wrong. I've got to figure it all out. And I'll do it only if I'm fully there. And I will be fully there when?
I'm focused on my goal.
Very good. And I've understood what I'm doing it for and how is this beneficial towards my goal. I've understood that. That's why I undertook that thing in the first place. Knowing fully well what is going to come out of it. If you have a young son, what will happen? Either the son will do well or the son will not do well. If the son does well, a host of problems are created. And if he doesn't do well, another host of problems are created. You're going to have problems. Get used to that fact. So that's the fun. You got into it, didn't you? It's not that parents whose children are doing extremely well don't have problems. It's not that people whose children are doing extremely badly are suffering. So you have to figure it all out. And you will when you have understood why you're doing it. So Sattvic Dhriti means you understood where you're going, you understood why you're going, you understood how to go there, and you're doing whatever needs to be done. Sattvic Dhriti, then Rajasic Dhriti. Rajasic Dhriti is quite different. We understand Rajasic Dhriti very well because that is the Dhriti that you will see the corporate guys have, or what is that chap's name? Harvey Specter. You remember Harvey Specter? No, you don't know Harvey Specter?
The suits.
Huh? The suits, yes.
Correct. He's a very smart guy.
So those guys have called the Rajasic Dhriti. They're the guys who are the top achievers. They are corporate guys. They are the legal guys. They're the top achievers and whatever they do. Now, why are they doing what they do? If you think about it, what is it that's making it Rajasic is the goal. They may also plan. I mean, you can't have Dhriti until you have a goal, right? So Rajasic Dhriti also has a goal. The difference is what is the goal. So what is happening in the case of the Rajasic fellow? He's attached to three things: duty, desire, and wealth. They will not budge from what they call their duty because they won't get their goal. So to get the goal, they have to do the duty. And why do they want it? The pursuit is of wealth. By wealth, you have to understand the host of things they want. They want the money, They want the power, they want the prestige, they want the promotion, they want the whole jing bang of it. The car that comes with it, the office that comes with it. Well, when are they getting to the corner office? The whole story. And so people with Rajasic Vritti are highly stressed in life, because that kind of Vritti makes them, forces them to do things that their mind sometimes is totally against. Such kind of people require, excuse me, weekends and vacations to keep themselves alive. Otherwise, they'll die. That's why they have to constantly take vacations. Because something they have to do, to relieve that pressure on them. That is why they sometimes take to indulgence. Because that's just a way of relieving the pressure. Indulgences that you and I may be horrified and say, oh my God, you know what that man does? He has to do it if he has to keep alive, because that pressure is so much on him that he can only release it. He doesn't know what to do with it. But he can't leave it, because duty, desire, and wealth encompass his mental space. He can't think beyond that. They'll take fantastic loans sometimes. We saw the other day, in Mumbai, for those of you who have been in Mumbai, you'll know that after monsoons, what kind of beautiful roads we have over here. These roads are devoid of any carpeting whatsoever, and are a good training for those who are on a mission to Mars or Moon or something. It's a good training ground for them. In such a place, deep khaddas, there's a Lamborghini on the road. Somebody is driving a Lamborghini. Like, you feel sorry for the guy, my God. One khadda and he'll be inside it. You know how low it is, right? Now just think about that poor chappie. He what loan he may have taken or what work he may have done to get that car. Now that car, everybody sees Lamborghini. I'm telling you, right? On the road, Lamborghini in Mumbai, on these roads, after monsoon. So we all noticed. Everybody looks. Now he's thrilled. Everybody's looking at me. He doesn't know what they're thinking, but he knows that they're looking. And he's like thrilled. He wants all that. And that Lamborghini meets some khadda or something. Then the bill comes for repair. So all this is stress, right? For the poor gentleman or lady. I didn't see who was driving it. But this is the life of Rajasic Vritti. You got your Lamborghini and all that comes with it. The adulation and the pain. Rajasic Vritti. So what is the nature of Rajasic Vritti? That person is very steadfast, very consistent. For what reason? Three things: duty, desire, and wealth. Now you may say, no. So therefore, I am not a Rajasic Vritti because मैं तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं करता. But no, the same thing happens in any financial field. I mean, in any financial level. We may not be a Lamborghini type, but let us say I'm a middle class person. I live in some lower middle class situation. In Mumbai, these lower middle class situations are the chawls and one room tenements and things like that. So I live in that kind of a thing. Can I not have Rajasic Vritti? I catch that train every morning, hanging out. Sometimes I travel 2 hours to get to my work. I work over there whole day. I travel 2-3 hours to get back in this rush and this mess and the madness. Torturous existence. For what am I doing? Duty, desire, and wealth. I want my salary. I want to look after my family. And I want that occasional visit to the theater or something like that. Got nothing to do with your level of income. Got nothing to do with your position in life. It's to do with what are you doing all this for? So you may say, no, I'm a housewife. I can't have Rajasic Vritti. I don't do any of this. Oh no, even a housewife can have it. She's running whole day from pillar to post, buying this, doing that. Children are going to tuition. She has to drive them there. Her husband is coming from work. Then he's brought some friends or contacts to do his networking at home. Or she has to accompany him to some fancy place for networking. She's stressed too. What is she stressed about? Duty, desire, and wealth. So it's nothing to do with your situation in life. It is to do with what are you doing it for. That person living in his chawl in that one-room tenement could be going to work with a higher ideal, in which case the quality of his life would be much better than the man or woman in the Lamborghini who has struggled for duty, desire, and wealth. Rajasic Dhritti is clear. Sattvic and Rajasic are clear. Now, what is Tamasic? Who will read Tamasic?
I'll read, Janki.
Please.
Tamasic steadfastness is the consistency with which a person foolishly keeps imagining, fearing, grieving, and despairing, and maintains an arrogant attitude in life. So to sum it up, the Tamasic person, instead of getting to work before doing action, he imagines things and fears and grieves about it, and thus maintains an arrogant attitude in life.
Very good. Now, can you, I'm sure you can think of people who have this. They're totally negative and totally arrogant, right? So can you give me examples from anywhere of such people? Give me any, like from literature, from your personal life, from anywhere. Give me examples of such people. I'll give you one example. First example, Wuthering Heights. Remember Wuthering Heights? Heathcliff, yes, Mamita. Correct. All the time you see something negative only and you're completely caught up in that. And completely arrogant. Another example from Dickens is, we have lots of literature students, that's why Mamita, you must be from literature too.
No, economics and management.
From?
Economics and management.
Economics and management, just fond of literature.
Yeah.
So give an example from Dickens.
Havisham?
Yes, Havisham, Miss Havisham. Now somebody give us some examples from somewhere else. Hindi movies, English movies, your personal life.
The mother from Amitabh Bachchan's movies. She's always crying, but she's quite demanding for attention.
Yeah, more than mother, mother-in-law.
Huh. Yeah,
All
so,
that. What is that Lalita Pawar and all saying? Yes, kuch hoga nahi, ye wo. Why are you so negative? So yes.
From mythology, I can remember Kans. He was his own world and had all Tamasic vrittis, I would say.
Yeah, Tamasic vrittis is correct, but we're talking about Tamasic dhritti, where a person has fear, has imagination, has grief, not because something is happening in his mind only is grieving.
Yeah, so that's why I said Kans is a person, who Devki's brother, Lord Krishna's mama.
Yes, I know, but why is he Tamasic dhritti? He is Rajasic dhritti.
Acha, okay.
His vritti is Tamasic is correct, but we're not discussing vritti, we're discussing his dhritti. So why did he do whatever he did? He killed his sister's children. He tried to kill Krishna and Balaram. Why did he do all this? Duty, desire, and wealth. The dhritti that he had was Rajasic. The dhritti was Tamasic, no doubt, but the dhritti was Rajasic. Because he's doing it for duty, desire, and wealth. or one of these.
People suffering from anxiety attacks must be this negative vritti.
Yeah, but be careful about saying such things because sometimes it's a medical condition. So let's not go there.
Okay.
A medical condition you can't help. It's a medical condition. Somebody has tuberculosis, you can't say he's lying in bed. You can't say that he's so tamasic, he's lying in bed. He's got tuberculosis, bichara, what will he do? So we have to be careful about saying such things. But yes.
Okay.
Manthara, yeah, she had imaginings and was arrogant. Okay, you could say that. And she influenced Kaikeyi. Okay, yeah. Possibly add Manthara.
Jankiji, Arjuna in first chapter.
Arjuna in first chapter, yes, very good. He is saying ye hoga, wo hoga. You are like, भैया कुछ काम तो करो, ये होगा, वो होगा. You tell some point, like I told you that, we have the potential to do this and that. And some people would have thought in their head, वो कैसे होगा, वो तो होगा ही नहीं, वो यूनिवर्सिटी कब बनेगी, अभी तो बैंक अकाउंट ही शुरू हुआ, उसमें कुछ पैसे भी नहीं है, कैसे होगा, कब होगा, अरे कुछ काम तो करो, फिर पता चलेगा होगा कि नहीं. Unless we start doing it, how are we going to know? Like imagine that the British Raj is on and people said we want independence, and some people would have said नहीं होगा ही नहीं, British Raj के साथ कौन लड़ेगा, we are all united, they have all the weapons, they have all the education, we are all stupid people, we will never unite. Without doing anything, without trying anything, just negative about it.
Janki, we as a nation believe that nothing can really change. ऐसे रहने वाला है, मोदी आए या ना आए, कुछ अच्छे दिन है. So what would that be?
Tamasic vritti. If you're sticking to it with the arrogance that this is going to be like that, that is why you will find such states that hold these kind of opinions. But they don't progress.
But more than arrogance, more than arrogance, isn't a pain that one experiences? I mean, is it really arrogance or is it?
It's an arrogance that I am right and no further information is going to change this. Suppose somebody turns around and said, but Modi aaya aur isne wo kiya, ye kiya, wo kiya, usse kya hoga? But that was a big deal, right? That our Prime Minister spoke about Swachhata, spoke about it itself is a big deal according to me. And actually he has built so many toilets. They have been built. No, but with so much kya hone wala hai? Negative unnecessarily. At least we are that many toilets ahead than of what we used to be, So why not appreciate it? But just to fear, to imagine something, to fear about it, to grieve about it, and not be willing to listen to any reason. This is the nature of Tamasic. They want the deal about the Tamasic person is there is no information you can give him that will make him change his mind. That's the arrogance. Yes, Manoj. Anyone not open to hearing the value of the scripture? Yes, they've already decided. Oh, हमारे देश में इतना भगवद गीता है, क्या होता है उसका कोई यूज ही नहीं है. अरे how can you say यूज ही नहीं है? हमारे देश में 1.4 billion लोग हैं. A handful are studying the Gita. Now, if you want to see some magnificent thing, then get more people to study it. Then you will see. Otherwise, if you go and investigate the lives of the people who did study it, you will see their lives are better. नहीं कुछ नहीं होने वाला. Then don't worry, कुछ नहीं होने वाला. अपनी life सुधारो.
In my family, there is a person, I know closely, so he always says, कि मेरे साथ ये अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है क्योंकि मेरी वाइफ ऐसी है, ये मेरे साथ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा है बिकॉज कोई मेरा कंपनी में कोई मेरा सुनता नहीं है, ये नहीं हो रहा है, आई एम नॉट रीचिंग टू सो एंड सो टर्नओवर बिकॉज ये लोग कहाँ मेरा सुनते हैं, दे डोंट लुक एट माय विजन.
You are muted, Richa.
Where, I mean, people to his vision. So every time uske साथ जो भी नहीं हो रहा है, though everything is so good, everything is good, but they always feel that because of somebody, something is not happening good in their life. मतलब whatever. मुझे गुस्सा भी क्यों आता है? Because you are behaving like this, something like that. So that vritti is tamasic.
Yeah, and they're not willing to look at it again. Suppose a person is very hot-tempered, and you try and tell him that, look, nobody can cause you anger. And try and say something, they're not going to listen. They would rather stay angry and miserable than do something about it, which they can. That is totally tamasic. People who say, kuch nahi hone wala. I mean, I'm not doing anything because nothing is going to happen. This is tamasic. Rajasic Dhritri is, because they so much want that duty, desire, and wealth, they are willing to do anything for it. And Sattvic Dhritri is, I don't know, Baba, whether I'm getting anything or not. I think this is useful to be done, so I am doing it. This makes sense to be done. This is the right thing to be done. By doing these things, we will reach realization. So we'll do it. So all these imaginings, this will happen, that will happen. And then, there's a person, I spend many man hours. You'll feel very sorry for me to know that I spend many man hours just explaining to people that there is more in their hands than they think there is. Hours and hours and hours of it. I wish I could, tape it and say, all you guys believe this. Either you follow this or don't follow this. I don't want to say it over and over again. But it won't work. You have to start with the person where he is and gradually take him up the ladder. Yes, Anita, correct. Hamlet is also an example. Just stuck somewhere in all his dreams and imaginations when he could have done something. So,
Janki ji, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you are blaming someone for your doings or your thinking, does that come in Tamasic Dhritti?
No, it will come in Tamasic Dhritti when you're arrogant about it. Arrogant about it in the sense you're not willing to listen to reason. You're saying, I'm right, I know what I'm saying. You don't tell me anything.
So not listening to the other person and and blaming that person, that is Tamasic.
It's not about blaming the person. It is about having dreams and imaginations and anger and grief and all of this, all negative, and not be willing to move from that at all, no matter what information is given to you.
Okay.
Janki ji, this dhritti must be very fluid, isn't it? Like we feel that personally also, we feel that sometimes in some period of time we are also like that, we are thinking negatively and we feel that we are not doing anything, and then suddenly sometimes we become Rajasic and we like very actively doing something about it. So is it very fluid condition?
No, not at all. Remember, it's dhritti. It is what are you stuck to? See, you are stuck to, let us say, duty, desire, and wealth. Then when you're stuck to duty, desire, and wealth, it will get interrupted. Then you get very upset and you say, chodo, ye sab useless hai. But because you're stuck to it, it will come back.
Okay.
So that is still Rajasic Dhritti. So when you get exhausted with all the work, like, mujhe ye kaam nahi karna. You start screaming and shouting and say, you people are expecting me to do something, but tomorrow morning you get up and you do it again. That's all Rajasic.
So it is inherent. Basically, everybody is inherent.
What are they stuck to? Are they stuck to the higher goal? Are they stuck to duty, desire, and wealth? Or are they stuck to their dreams and imaginations? All negative, not even positive, all negative. What are you inherently stuck to? You will shift in the sense that you'll get upset, disappointed, irritated. In all three you will get. But you'll come back next morning to whatever you're stuck to. Even negative, Tamasic people get encouraged sometimes. Another thing I experience a lot, they speak to me and then I feel like we move forward, I've explained something, they're inspired to do it. And then next time I speak to them back, square one, they're stuck there.
Yes.
So little inspiration they get, but not sufficient to move them out. Like see Arjuna, for instance, he went into this tamasic thing and he wouldn't move, but because of the power of the Lord and his great capacities, he got him to move out of that thing. But even then, he couldn't have done it. But the fact is that Arjuna had some goodness in him that helped him out.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so wait, what is this? At our level, Manoj, at our level, maybe we are still not arrogant, trying, but still inconsistent in morning studies. There are slips. Will it be tamasic vritti? No, not at all. This is the not being consistent is not about it. In your action is not about it. What is your head stuck in? If you're stuck in the fact that I have to get up in the morning, you can fail a million times, but you will go back to that. So no, that's not tamasic vritti at all. Tamasic vritti means what are you stuck to? I'm stuck to getting up in the, okay, let's see this. You know, Edison failed in 999 attempts to make the light bulb. You know that, right? It's a common piece of knowledge. Now, though he failed 999 times, he's still working on it. That's Sattvic vritti. I'm assuming that he had an ideal of making this for the people. So assuming he had that ideal, it would be Sattvic.
Thank you, madam.
Momita, so each one has a dominant guna then. Yes, usually we have a dominant guna, but it's not necessary that you have a dominant guna. It can also be a combination. But yeah, if you're predominantly Sattvic, then that's a possibility. Or you can be predominantly Rajasic, and that's another possibility. Or you can be half Rajasic, half Tamasic, or you can be predominantly Tamasic. So combination is also possible. That's why you have four castes. Predominantly Sattvic, Brahmin, predominantly Rajasic, Kshatriya, mix half and half of Tamas and Rajas, Vaishya, and fully Tamasic. Fully Tamasic means predominantly Tamasic, Shudra. So this division is based on our gunas, not on our birth.
Okay.
So don't look at people and say, oh, you're a Brahmin, you must be Sattvic. No such thing. They could be Shudras also. Just because they're born Brahmin means nothing.
So it's not like someone was asking earlier, it's not like it's a fluid thing. We move from one state to the other. No.
No. Dhritti means what you're stuck at.
Okay. Thanks.
Jyoti, when a person is always complaining about how useless he is and can't do anything right, can we say there's arrogance in that attitude also because he's not listening to anyone who tries to make him see the good in him? Yes, correct. This is Tamasic vritti. Yes, Jyoti, you're right. Somebody is stuck to something negative and will not move. It could be negative about himself also, about his own circumstances. So many people can keep coming and saying, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done, then don't waste my time. But I can't say that to them. But I said, nothing can be done. But okay, how about this? How about that? Nothing can be done. Why are you wasting my time? You might as well talk to people who feel something can be done. Just that positive attitude in life that something can be done. Things can be better than what they are. Maybe they can't be perfect, but they can certainly be better than what they are. If I'm getting angry all the time, I can get angry half the time. Some improvement I can make, no? If I'm getting very, very angry, who said that yesterday? Ashya. 100% anger. Then I can make it 70% at least. Kuch to ho sakta hai. Does dominant guna change with circumstances? Dominant guna never changes with circumstances. It changes with your effort or lack of it. You can sink into tamas if you simply refuse to put in any effort. Very easy to do that. Okay, so Dhritti is clear?
Jankiji,
Yeah.
sorry, one question. It's a big challenge actually to deal with people with Tamasic Triti. So how do you go about it? I mean,
Don't really, you just live your life. don't get influenced by their tamas. That's about it. Because eventually the best way of converting anyone is just living the right life ourselves. Tamasic people, in the Gita, it says a very beautiful thing about these tamasic people. Tamasic desires. You shouldn't say people, let's say tamasic desires. And he says they are like a fetus in a womb. Which is a very interesting thing. What is fetus in the womb? It's totally covered in darkness, right? It's completely caught in there. The fetus is not going anywhere. It's completely in darkness, completely dependent. And the most important thing about the fetus is that you can't do anything for 9 months. It will come out in its own time. You cannot suddenly decide, okay, now let's give a little hormonal push and have a baby in 2 months. Can't be done. So when you're dealing with tamasic, please remember always this example. Such a telling example. The deal about the tamasic is it will take its time. It's not going to happen. So what can you do? In the meanwhile, you can only wait and live your life properly. You can influence Rajasic people. Tamasic people are stuck. Very difficult. So live your right life. Understand who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, and maneuver around it. It's like a boulder in your path. You maneuver around it. Don't try to break it.
Indeed. Thank you.
Jyoti, if we become aware that we have Rajasic Dhriti, how do we help ourselves in changing to Sattvic Dhriti? Through knowledge, how else? You understand what Rajasic Dhriti is doing to you, and you understand what Sattvic Dhriti is, and through knowledge, you first conceive that that is a better way of living life, and then you figure out. So the answer is through knowledge. You understand the better thing, and then you figure out how to get there. There's no special thing of converting the dhriti. Knowledge will take care of the whole lot. It will convert all your tamas into rajas and all the rajas into sattva.
Yeah, that is if suppose it is mine, then yes. If it is somebody else, then how you cannot really help that person the way you cannot help the tamasic one. Is that right?
You cannot help. You can help the rajasic person because he is willing for knowledge. So when he is willing for, see, the nature of tamas is they're not willing to listen to anything. So what are you going to tell? The Rajasic people are a bit confused in life always. So they are willing to listen because they are confused. But if the guy is sure, then what are you going to tell him? You can't tell him anything. Is he asked, tell me, then you can tell. But he's saying, I will tell you, then what are you telling for? He is wanting to tell you, then you must be listening, not speaking.
So Janki ji, can we say that the people in this group, most of us, we are in Rajasic Vritti? We are ready to listen.
I hope you all are in
At least.
Vritti.
At least. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a higher stage. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe Rajasic Dhritti, maybe Sattvic Dhritti, maybe some are in Tamasic Dhritti too. But then when they come to class, it is because it's just giving a little bit of peace to their minds while they listen. They don't actually intend to do anything about it or understand or follow. They just feel nice. Because when you listen to these high ideas, everybody will feel nice. It's natural to feel nice. Just the presence of these ideas make you feel nice. But they don't do anything. I know people who've been around for years and years and years and years. Kuch kiya hi nahi. It's interesting, but because basically the Dhriti was Tamasic. They didn't even believe that something could be done. So all three Dhritis may be in class. I'm hoping that predominantly it is Sattvic Dhriti. Okay, so now which is the next one? Tyaga?
We have finished with the personality chart. Janki ji.
Yes, so yeah, we finished. So now what's next in your book? We finished everything in Jnanam, we finished Karta, Karma, Buddhi. Sukham we have to do with it.
No, everything is done,
No,
Janki ji.
Sukham is also done. So then
Everything is done.
Everything
is
is
done.
done.
Happiness.
happiness also we done.
Done.
Okay, so prepare your chart is what we have to do. Okay, good. So let's hope you all do this, because if you remember in the beginning, I told you about this. So let's do prepare your chart. Have you all done it so far? How many people have done it? Give me a, okay, Shilpa. Only one? Now you see how much Sattvic Dhriti there is in class.
Sorry, Janki ji, since I've just joined, I don't know anything about
Oh,
it.
okay, no problem.
Sorry. I'll ask Bharat. It's fine.
No, we are doing it now. I
Okay,
told everybody in the beginning, but we are going to read it now.
Okay, great.
Of all those who've done it from the beginning, only one person has partial chart. Okay, Manoj, something. Yeah, naturally partial. We finished it today. Who else? Who's new? Pujita, are you new to class? I think I've seen this name first time. Pujita?
Yes, Ji, Namaste Ji. Yes, I'm new to the class.
Okay, today is the
I
first
used
time.
to attend the Bhagavad Gita slokas. But this is the very first class.
Oh, okay, fine. I hope it was clear to you, and because I didn't realize there was somebody new today.
Yeah, that's right.
It
I
was
thoroughly
clear?
enjoyed it. Yeah, I am processing them in the mind. I'll put them into practice. Thanks a lot.
So everybody else.
Janki, if you are following the old book, then it's happiness, renunciation, and then prepare the chart.
So now we finished all of it, right? So now we are in prepare your chart, correct?
I'm lost. Which book are we following?
We are following the latest book. But anyway, the topics are the same, so we will do prepare your chart now. You had put it up, no? So just put it back up. Okay, who will read? You have this time now. Actually, if you do it from the beginning, it's easier, because then it takes us some time to complete it. So each time you can understand it. But if you
I can read it if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
The above classification of different facets of action and renunciation provides the material for assessing your personality. Take up each one of them, study it carefully, try to match it with your nature. Thus, comparing each one of them with your nature, you may draw your personality chart and estimate the quality of knowledge you possess: Sattvic, Rajasic, or Tamasic, the quality of action you execute, the type of actor you are, etc. All of them examined together present a clear picture of your personality. The areas where Sattva prevails, where Rajas flourishes, and where Tamas lingers. This should be of considerable help to locate the areas of your strength and weakness and administer corrective measures for the development of your personality. Human beings fall between 0 and 100% development. 0% would be like an inert object. 100% would be a self-realized soul. Hence, the entire range of people fall between the two extremities. It becomes rather difficult, if not impossible, to clearly define one's personality. The personality chart would therefore serve as a yardstick to measure your spiritual status and program your, I can't see the rest of it, program your,
It's evolution.
Evolution.
Okay, evolution. All right. Thank you.
So, will you summarize?
So basically, when we, after studying whatever we've studied, what I understood of this is that we will have to put our, judge our personality and put it in the different, like say, if I have a certain, in my emotional personality, what kind of personality it is. If my working personality, what kind of personality, like, my current personality, what it is. And then put it into a chart and see where I'm Rajasic, where I'm Tamasic, and where I'm Sattvic.
Yeah,
is that right?
Not emotional. We didn't do. We just the ones we have done so far. So yeah, that's it. And why will you do it? You use this chart. You use these qualities to assess yourself. Okay, number one. And number two, use it to plan and program your growth, because you know now where the weakness lies. So that's what you do it for. So how will you do the chart? So I don't know now which one is first in yours. I think Sukham is first in yours. So take Sukham. So Sukham, what will you do? Say Sattvic Sukham. How much Sattvic Sukham you have? Okay, independent happiness that has come because you have in the past done the right action. So now you are Sukh, you have Sukh with that. How much of it do you have currently? So you give yourself a number. Then Rajasic happiness, how much do you have? Give yourself a number. And then Tamasic. Give yourself a number. Each one of them, let us say, you need to get percentages. So try and do this on 100. So let's say that on 100, you give yourself, let's say 20% Sattvic Sukham, 70% Rajasic Sukham. That means you're in Dukkham, basically, because all the Rajasic things you've done in the past have now reached you to this stress state, 70%. And then 10% Tamasic Sukham, because you're saying, ab main sone ja raha hu, because you're so exhausted. So give yourself in such a way that your total adds up to 100. That way, when you add them all up, you will get percentages straight away. You don't have to do any further calculation. Got it? So so the right way to go about it is write Sattvic Sukh, then give the brief definition, and Rajasic Sukh and Tamasic Sukh, brief definition in your chart. Then give yourself a number, and the total of that should be 100. Then go to the next one, whatever, Tyag if it was the next one. Then give the brief definition in your chart. So make a proper chart. Give a brief definition and give yourself numbers. And then when you add up all the Sattvic and all the Rajas, all the row of Sattvic, row of Rajasic and row of Tamasic, so that eventually you will get your percentage. Is that clear?
Jantima, can you just can somebody just share the topics, or can you just mention? So one is Sukham, one is Tyag, because
You have the text.
No, I've ordered the book. It's coming.
Oh, okay. When it comes, you do it. In the meanwhile,
right.
You can just take a little photocopy or a picture from somebody in the class.
All right.
But if you've ordered it, it must be coming soon. Where
Yes.
are you, Kanika? You're in Mumbai.
I'm in Mumbai, yes, ma'am.
You're in Mumbai, so it'll come fast.
No, I ordered it, but it went to my son's house in Nirvana. I mean, in Gurgaon, unfortunately. So he's sending it today to me from there.
It'll come soon.
Somehow I'm not that tech savvy, so I selected the wrong address by mistake.
Okay, no problem. In 2-3 days, you'll have it. Okay, so that's it for today. Hari Om.
So, Jankiji, we'll start the new chapter next time, right?
We'll start the new
Hari Om,
chapter.
Janki.
Hari Om. Oh, by the way, I have to announce about the course, no?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. I think I already said it. 1st August. Is it 1st October or not finally? Omkar, what date have you decided? Because you are the person who has to make this happen.
We'll make this decision in the meeting today and convey to them.
All right. So either 1st or 8th, based on how fast this can be done, we will be starting the online course. A proper formal course, not like this, aaram se baithe hain, sun rahe hain, but a proper formal course where you'll have a beginning, you'll have a topic, you'll have the end. You'll also have an exam, by the way, to make sure that you've actually paid attention to the class. And proper formal course, because from now on we'll start proper formal courses.
What's the duration?
4 months.
Janki?
It's every Friday. Yeah, Kanika?
Sorry, it's every Friday. That's what I was asking. It's going to be in the evening, and this class which we are having right now on Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, this will continue.
This will continue. This will continue as is, and those will be for, I'm assuming, more dedicated students. And also that is going to be like a foundational course. I hope everybody does it so that we're all on the same page.
Yes, I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. So everybody has got all the foundational information at least, and then the classes can therefore build up on it. And of course, this course will be used as eligibility for further courses that we may do. But unless you've done foundation, then you come in and then first 6 months you're just totally confused. And then slowly it starts making some sense. So if you have a foundational course, you're with it from the beginning, and hopefully you don't waste time.
Do
On
you
the
have the
Gita-
timings?
On the
Yeah,
Gita,
same timing, 7 to 8 Friday evenings.
so Janki ma'am, it will be on the Gita or the Vedanta treatise?
No, it's a foundational course on Vedanta. It'll have all the basic Vedanta concepts.
Okay, great. Please charge for this course because that will collect some funds also, I feel.
Yes, we are thinking of it, but we are not going to charge, but we may put a suggested donation.
Donation, yeah.
So we make a suggested donation into the trust that we have started, because at the moment there's nothing in it. So there should be something
No, I
in
think
it.
yes, it's
Yeah.
important. Yes.
Yeah.